What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are busting into the TTR125. It's got a CR85 front end on it, otherwise bone stock. We are getting into the engine. It has a bent valve, so we have it pulled out, tore apart. It's been sitting like this for 8 months. I've just not been motivated to do it. We got both valves right here, head gasket, base gasket, valve seals. Right now we are pulling out the rocker arms so we can try to remove the valve springs. Smaller?
Yeah.
There's a 7 in there. It's probably an 8 actually.
8?
I think so. Yep. She's wiggly. That is how you remove the, whatever the hell you call them things. Rocker arms. Keepers, them are what hold them in. These two little pieces. One of the head bolts fits right in there. Make yourself a slide hammer and pull them right out. Alright, we got the bent valve out. As you can see, the curvature in the shaft versus the new one. So we are going to replace it. Alright, we got the new valves in. Made sure they were seated. Clean the head up a little bit. New valves are in. No longer looks bent. The bike should run. We use this coil spring compressor. Came in a kit from Amazon. Worked out pretty good. Now we're going to get the head back on the engine and see if we can get the engine in the bike. Alright, so we got the head back on, torque down, we got the timing set. As you can see, that line goes up there. It moved a little bit, but that line lines up with that. We set the valves. Now we're just getting the covers on. And I think we're ready to throw it in the bike. Alright, we got the engine all back in. We just got the tank sitting on it. We're going to test fire it to make sure it runs before we assemble it all back together. There it is, boys. Oh shit. Oh, shut up. I try not to ask questions sometimes, but here we are. Massive oil leak. We're gonna fix it. We gotta tear it all back apart, and then we'll get it back in. Yay. Oil leak fixed. It's all back together. Time to throw it back in the bike. Choke, maybe?
We'll plug the wiring back in.
Yep. Let's go. She's running, boys. No more leaking oil. Sounds super crispy. Wow. Sounds real good. Burning off that oil that was leaking. All right, guys, so we got the 125 back together, done, rideable. It's quite a few days later. We were in a hurry. We had a big ride day. Could not find my GoPro, so I did not get to film it. But here's the 125. It's got a YZ85 front end on it. We're running the 1916 wheel set because this was the L. I built a Amazon special slip-on setup for it, stock header pipe. We got new tire on the rear. She rips this thing up so the viewers can hear this Amazon special setup.
The key to starting this thing is, let's take a sip of Mountain Dew.
Yep, that Bartle Skeet. It's a first. She runs, men. It's definitely louder now that we've ridden it a little bit. We just went up to the woods real quick on my little small loop and made a real quick montage of the 125 ripping with Levi on it. It's 4th gear tap through the trails. This bike needs a big bore, so at some point we'll be putting a 150 big bore on it and maybe a couple other things, but it does still need a rear shock. The rear shock's blown. We rebuilt the front forks, so they're good. I'm gonna track down a rear shock and then we're gonna start racing this thing and see what it can do. Even though it's still a stock bore, it should still be fun to rip around on until we get a big bore. But I think that's going to conclude the video on the 125. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be doing more content with the bike as we get the tracks and more trail riding. I have another video coming out after this one where we just filmed it today. We went on a couple hour long trail ride, so hopefully the footage came out good. I filmed it on my GoPro and I'll get that edited up and get it out after this one. But you guys have a good one. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe. See you in the next one.